Before we start this video, I just want to say a massive thanks to everybody that's bought me a coffee. Link in the description below. We really appreciate the beer tokens, and unfortunately we've not had a chance to get to the pub yet. Maybe that will come soon, but there's a lot more work to do on the car. Also, huge thanks to Lee Gaffigan from the ZR1.net forum, who very kindly posted us this, which is a Mercruiser map sensor cover. It goes on the car here, just sits like that, bolts in there to dress the engine nicely. But that's a job for much later down the line, because I want to treat the car to this. So I don't want to just fit it yet. I want to wait until things are really moving on. But thank you so much for that, Lee. And if anybody wants to buy one of those, or Lee also sells some other Corvette parts for the LT5, like for example the Corvette emblem that goes on the rocker cover, stuff like that. I'll post a link to his eBay. But yeah, it's a passion project, and Lee makes these just for other ZR1 owners, and what a legend he is. So thank you very much for that, Lee. And the other huge thanks I want to give is to Gordon Smith. What an absolute legend. In this parcel we've got a High-Beck performance chip, which we're going to again treat the car to later down the line. But when Gordon sent me this, he also sent us a really cool video, which I'm going to post now.
Quick video, show you what a 9,700 mile ZR1 looks like. By the way, you got to make sure you can find your lug nut security key, your lug nut wrench, and this for the top. You need that. That's a weird Torx ratchet. There she is, the monster. It's awesome. And then the pizza box. You need that. You guys gotta find it. All right. I'm sure this guy paid almost probably 90,000 for this car, because they were paying over sticker. It's pretty cool. Comes with all that stuff, VHS tape. This is a chip I'm gonna send you. I'll also make a copy of this video that Mark did, how to take the plenum off. This is the bypass for the antifreeze in the throttle body. You gotta do that. All right, talk to you guys later. Here you are.
What a legend, and I am very, very, very jealous of your garage, Gordon, I have to say. Maybe one day, but in the UK, probably not. One last thing before we start this episode. It's confession time, and the engine was running beautifully on the last episode, which you saw. Since then, unfortunately, it's developed a stumble and it's misfiring again. It's really not happy. I've spent ages, me and Chris, spent ages messing around trying to get to the bottom of what the problem is. And we think that it's the cam sensor. Now, the cam sensor on an LT5 engine is like rocking horse poo. You cannot buy them anywhere. There's one chap called Phil in the States who we've reached out to via email to try and get one, because he supplies basically it's a custom cam sensor that has a generic sensor with a specific loom on it, which means that it can work with the LT5. Other than that, I'm all out of ideas. Now, I'm hoping that Phil gets back to me and we can buy one from Phil. If not, does anybody own an LT5 ZR1, and do you have a spare cam sensor that we can either buy or borrow for test? Because we think it's the one last piece of the puzzle that's stopping this engine from running perfectly. We've changed literally every sensor. There's stuff that I've changed off camera, such as the idle air control valve, and I've got today, I don't think this is the fault, but I've got 202 sensors which I'm also going to drop in today. Anyway, please help. If you've got a cam sensor, get in touch, drop me an email. If you click on my profile on YouTube, you'll see the contact details, and enjoy the video, guys. Hello and welcome back to Autofunk and our ZR-1 project. We're now on part 8, which is quite unbelievable, I know, and we are tackling the rear brake lines, which are not in a good state at all. You'll notice, first of all, that the car has no wheels on, and that is because I've taken the wheels to a tyre company just to get a spare set of tyres that we had fitted so that they hold air. So they're not new tyres, but it will mean that we've got tyres that hold air, so rolling it around and stuff will be fine. I don't think they're MOT passable. So Chris is going to get his wire brush out and start cleaning all around here. We're going to clean the rear arch liners properly.
Might even remove it so we can get right in there, I think.
Yeah. In the last episode, we started to do a cursory clean on the front, which looks nice and shiny, but it does want a lot more work. So yeah, we're going to clean the inside of the wheel arches,
Up here a bit more.
wire brush all of these castings, try and get them nice, and then we're going to remove the rear brake lines. The rear brake lines are a single feed from the ABS valve block, so you have one pipe coming out of the ABS valve block and then it splits into a little three-way T-piece and it provides fluid to both brakes. That's on the other side of the car, it's on the driver's side. And this is the brake line that we're going to change. So,
for obvious reasons, it's a Bluetooth one at the minute, isn't it?
so it goes caliper through the flexi, and then the hard line starts there, and the hard line goes behind the wheel arch.
So if we can get in there and see.
I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Can you see that?
Maybe.
And then it basically goes along the width of the car in front of the fuel tank over to the other side, and it joins into a little three-way connector around the other side. There's a clip here which I've already managed to free off, and there's two clips that are a lot more inboard which we've also got to try and free off. I've not done that yet, but I'm hoping that they'll come out quite easily. And then yeah, it's just going to be a case of extracting this old line, and we go over to our little bench of doom. We're going to use our little former to create a brand new line. I've got lots of fittings here and I've done a little practice. So that's my little practice piece. And what are you doing?
Just have a look.
Oh. Yeah, so there's basically cunifer and copper. I don't think it really matters which one you use. I'll probably just use the copper for now. If anyone has a reason why I shouldn't use copper, let me know in the comments, although it'll probably be too late. And yeah, we've got some little fittings and stuff. We're probably going to recycle the fittings where possible that are already on the car. So you put your brake line in there like this. That pushes up against there. And then if you can imagine that with the actual top on, when you screw the press, if you like, into it, that end of it forms the bubble flare. It's called an SAE bubble flare apparently, and it looks like that. So shall we crack on and do some cleaning?
Do some cleaning, get the brake line out.
Let's do it. So first things first then, going to give this a clean.
Oh, nice and warm. Take the arch liners out.
Oh, take the arch liners out. Yeah, good plan.
Let's take the arch liners out. Okay, that's another one coming out.
I'm just going to show where I'm at. Is yours out?
2 more to go.
So mine
Need a
is
vice grip.
arch liners out. Quick look into the abyss. Let's look in towards the back of the car. Looks quite nice under there. Well, it doesn't look nice, but it looks like it will clean up.
I need a good vice grip tool. Yeah, that's the last one. This side can come out too. Let's get my body out of the way so I don't drop all this stuff in it all over it. Well, they fit really nicely.
They fit really nicely?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just
sit in there perfectly.
But it's none of this, fold it in half, try and get it in or anything, it just drops out.
Lovely.
Have a look under there. That bracket could do with a bit of wire brush and a paint that holds the bumper on.
Oh, it's the same
story.
Same story with the other side.
You could do the paint. Also, it holds the sill on as well, cover to some degree.
Yeah.
Buttons it all up, doesn't it? Can get a bit more access for cleaning.
Yep. Right, I'm going to go and get the shop vac, and we'll give these arches a vacuum out.
Yeah, let's give that a vacuum.
Wipe
Wire brush that, maybe paint it. Have you got any hammerite, stone chippy stuff? That might be good.
Possibly.
To paint that bracket. Give everything a good spray down. And a bit of a clean.
You'll notice that I'm not using the mealie. I've dug out the old Henry. So we're going to give this a bit of a vacuum.
Is that because the mealie's exploded from all the fuel vapour it had in it?
Yeah, the mealie actually exploded. So that's what the problem was. So many cobwebs in here.
Yeah, there's a lot, isn't there? Same over this side, really. It's like a haunted house.
Yeah. That is already looking better. A few things while I'm in here. I've given that a wire brush, and that is definitely an improvement. These bumper supports are really not brilliant. I think they'll clean up okay, so I'm going to put some sort of rust. I've got a special type of paint that's an anti-rust paint that I'm just going to slather on those for the time being to try and protect them. Then the other thing, there's an earth strap just here that's failed. So we need to do something about that. It's just falling to bits, look at it. It's completely destroyed.
Well, I've cleaned up all these clips to some degree and got them off the lines we've got so far. It's nice how they've got this braided section, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like almost like a bass guitar string or piano, but bottom of a piano string.
Yeah.
If we make this section a bit longer,
Yep.
then fit that to the car.
So you make you'll put a bend in it like that, but
Yeah, but then just keep that following the
yeah.
length for about, I don't know, that much.
Yeah.
So you've got loads, maybe a bit more.
Yep.
And feed that in, and then do the bits when it's on the car.
Awesome.
Bend it on, yeah.
You're going to do that now?
Let's do that now. Nice bit of brake line coming my way. Is it the same diameter? Is it slightly? No, it's the same.
Yeah, it's identical. 3/16.
It's just because it's shiny, it looks bigger. So it's going to need at least that plus that. I say you need to keep going a little bit more.
That's enough, isn't it? Should be plenty.
For the middle, that should be enough, yeah. I can cut it there. It's better to have too much than not enough though.
You've got to remember to deburr these as well when you cut them.
That's it. Up it comes. It's about the perfect thing. So if that's wrong, then you can just go that way around and you're fine.
That's it.
So,
Alright, should we feed it in then?
feed it in. Do you want to receive?
Yeah.
Fed through there.
We've just dropped the spare down to try and find a P-clip, and it looks like the jack and stuff's in there.
There's a squirrel's nest in there. What's that? What have you got there?
It says tyre bag contained in this envelope. I don't know if I'd call that an envelope, it's more of a bag. Corvette owners will be screaming at the TV. But yeah, I think that's the jack. Oh, look at that.
Flipping heck, it's brand new. That
is-
bag's worked.
That's brand new.
I bet that's never been used.
Oh,
No, it's been used
yeah,
once.
Been used once. Put that back in the bag.
Imagine putting that on the back tyre of this.
Oh God.
Right, so this has come down here now. It's got this brake line to here. Going to go on that block, just taking off this small line. Even though it doesn't look in terrible condition, it's coming off quite easily. But we need to get this flexi off without damaging this connection here. There you go. That's definitely broken that now, unfortunately. Around the back's not as good as around the front. Still, it's not bad actually. Just tuck that up there, and then by the time it's been done,
So rear brake line
pretty much done.
is done. So we've put a small piece in there. Chris has made a lovely job of that. And then the copper line goes through the car, round to the other side. We've got the new flexis are on both sides as well, so you can see it comes out there. And I've given the inside of there a clean, so that's looking a lot better now. It's just a nicer place to work. Oh yeah.
Painted that.
Painted those little, I don't know if you can see them, but I've painted these little bumper stays here. And we'll change all of these speed clips
For new.
for new.
I'd also quite like to lano guard this wheel well, I think. Some of it is metal.
Yeah, lano guard the metal bits, yeah, definitely. So that's where we're at. So we're just waiting really for the calipers now. I think, what do you want to do now, Chris? Go around and do the fronts? Oh, on the subject of the front brake lines, they're actually okay. There's a little bit of surface rust on them. They run along here, but they're really not too bad. So we're going to leave those for the time being. And when we've got access to a ramp, we might change them just because we've got the equipment to do it. But at the minute, it's not necessary.
That's one remaining
unclean
corner.
arch.
Yeah.
So do you want to clean this?
We can get clean on that.
And we'll change these flexis over.
Change that flexi. And then about done.
And then we're good to go for today. What do you
I
reckon?
don't think we can do much else at that point, really.
No. This is looking a lot better, isn't it?
Looking better all the time.
New rear lines are on. We've cleaned everything up nicely. I have got here a full suite of lovely new speed clips in the right sizes with some stainless bolts and some nice little black trim screws. So I'm going to crack on now and get this little beauty, which I cleaned earlier, fitted to the car, and hopefully that will give the arches a real lift. We've also painted the stays for the bumper here, cleaned out all of the dirt and debris from there, so it's looking good. I think when this is fitted, it's going to give it a huge lift. It's just very frustrating that I can't fit the brakes just yet, but that'll come next week. I'm going to replace all of these old clips, being careful not to drop them on my drive, because I know what'll happen. I'll end up driving over them and getting a puncture, and that wouldn't be good, especially not with the expensive tyres that this is going to have fitted to it. While I'm doing this, if you are watching this and you've not subscribed yet, we'd really appreciate your support. Hit that subscribe button now, and be sure to catch every episode and join us on our journey of bringing this little car back to life, which is, I think, rapidly approaching. So we're hoping to be on the road with an MOT, which is the UK equivalent to a tough test. It's basically like an annual safety test that you have to have in the UK. And hopefully during the summer we can get some miles under its belt and start enjoying it. And I feel like we're getting closer to that. So yeah, hit that subscribe button if you're watching these videos and you're not yet a subscriber. It takes a lot of effort to make these videos. Restoring the car, even without trying to film it, is a challenge. So when you've got the cameras and you're trying to work out, you know, making sure that you've got a story in the videos and so on, it's really difficult, and we're still learning. So we would appreciate your support. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there's one of them. I'm not sure how well you can see this, but that is a massive improvement. It kind of feels nice to give it a clean. And there we have it, the second arch liner fitted. It's looking really good. The eagle-eyed of you will notice that we're missing a washer on here. I haven't got a washer in the right size, so I've just put that in as a placeholder to keep the little support bar in place. As soon as I've got a washer, I'll just unscrew that and change it. But yeah, we're really happy with the way that looks. It's looking great. In terms of the brakes, that's as far as we can get today, and the reason being is we're waiting on discs and we're waiting on front pads, because annoyingly Rock Auto have sent us 2 sets of rears. So I ordered a front and a rear set, and we've got 2 sets of rears here, so we need to get some pads and we're waiting on discs. But what we have got is 4 fully refurbished calipers, looking resplendent, and they are going to look amazing on the car. So we're chuffed about that. Next week's episode we'll be bolting these down and we'll be putting fresh fluid in, bleeding the brakes and so on, and hopefully, who knows, we might have had the cam sensor issue fixed by then as well. So that is really about all we've got time for. It's been a little bit of a weird episode simply because we're lacking parts, but what I'm going to end with is a quick insight into our C5 project that we bought. So you have a quick look at that, hope you enjoy it, and as always, thank you for watching, and if you want to leave us a comment, give us a like, give us a subscribe, we'll always appreciate it, and we'll see you for the next one. Different, don't worry, I know what you're thinking, I'm going to start focusing on this and not doing the ZR-1. That's not the case at all, don't panic, the ZR-1 videos will be every Sunday at 5 PM. This little beauty here is something that's a little bit extra, and I'm probably going to upload videos maybe every other Wednesday or something like that. There's not really going to be a schedule, it's just going to be as and when I work on it, so it's very much a background type thing. But the plan with this car is really just to get it running and use it as a bit of a summer toy. So let's have a look around it. I reckon this is probably the cheapest C5 sold in the UK in recent times. It's a manual car, but it's a Cat C. It was stolen and recovered and written off in 2016. It used to be a silver car, and someone decided to change it to this colour, which, to be honest, I'm really not a fan of. So let's just have a quick look around it. The paintwork is terrible. You can see overspray on that indicator lamp there, overspray on the number plate. That is just an absolute state. Complete disaster. And then, yeah, if you look like here, I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but there's yellow paint or some other paint on the back of that headlamp pod. Also, all of the panel fit's a little bit iffy. So this door panel fit is shocking, although I know, I'm going to go show you the interior in a minute. I know the hinges are gone on that door, which isn't going to be helping. Look at that, that is mental. Doesn't fit very well at all, so that needs looking at. Positives though, it is a manual, and it's only done 79,000 miles. It's got the clear roof, which needs a bit of work. I think the interior would tidy up okay, but the seats definitely need replacing because they're both completely trashed. The plan is to get the car running, make sure there's nothing fundamentally wrong with it. I drive it around for a bit and make sure that I'm happy with it mechanically, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a colour change on it. So I'm going to repaint it, get the wheels refurbished with new tyres. I'm going to put Z06 front and rear sway bars on it, get rid of the adaptable suspension, and get a really nice set of sort of fast road slash track shocks on there. Try and get the handling really good, upgrade the brakes. And the interior, I'm going to change the seats for something interesting. Not entirely sure what, but I'm not a massive fan of these Corvette seats. They're like not very good, and these ones are beyond their serviceable life. But right now, I've got to get it running. Current state of affairs is it's not healthy at all. All sorts of warning lights on the dash. And when I do the OBD test, it comes back as no connection to the PCM. So either the PCM is dead or there's some sort of ground problem or something like that. But that's the first thing that I've got to investigate. So this is just really a quick video just to show you around the car. And I want your feedback, guys. I want you to tell me what you think I should do with it. So I'm thinking fast road spec with occasional track use, colour change. I like the wheels, they're the optional mag wheels, so they'll probably stay. I'm thinking colour change wise, at the moment, I'm just thinking black, because it's easy. And also it matches the ZR-1. So black with a contrast rollover hoop, which I might wrap, and then maybe some bronze type alloys. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you want to do with it. It's so cheap, I can have a lot of fun with it. So it's not like the ZR-1 where I'm trying to sort of get it back to as factory as I can and maintain the originality. With this one, it's a Cat C, it's already had a colour change. So I just want to use it as a toy. Stay around for further updates and I'll keep you posted.